Yeah.
And so I noticed right away that they're not getting us all the way. They're utilizing us for where it makes sense for them, but doesn't make sense for us.
Yeah.
So then I was able to meet Tommy Hilfiger through mutual friends, you know, and I remember meeting Tommy, and I was like, dude, I was, and the funny thing is I was already wearing Tommy, and I was always conscious, and that was the one thing from a branding perspective, I branded myself first.
Right.
So anytime I would hit the dance floor and I would be noticed or recognized to get a spot in anybody's video is because I shined a little different.
Right.
I purposely came styled head to toe. And everybody
was different.
My style was totally different, man.
Right.
And I saw all these cats rocking low. I started with low. I'm pre-low lies, by the way. I say that.
Yeah.
I say that, you know.
Hating yourself, bro.
Whatever, man. I'm just letting you know. I had low on before these cats even, you know, thought about it. I mean, you know, Union Square days, you know, I was killing it. But and then I just started seeing all these cats, you know, just gravitating to it. And I was like, oh, great, I got to change it up. And I remember Tommy coming out, and I was like, oh, it's kind of similar, a little different. And then I just said, you know, I'm gonna go Tommy purposely. So when we did Wrecking Shop Live with Diane Martell, the documentary, famously known, it's like a cult film, get on YouTube. It literally showed us a day in the life of us being dancers, and just, you know, from like literally from morning to night to the club scenes to this, that, and the other. It gave you a full perspective on what we look like and what we do, right? Yeah. But I purposely thought to myself, yo, I'm going to wear a certain clothing and look a certain way when I get in this circle. And it worked.
Got you.
So now I'm going to Tommy. I'm like, dude, I know about you already. And he's looking at me like, huh? And he's just looking me up and down. He goes, actually, I like the way you put it together. You know, I knew how to take the Prepster look, mix it with the Brooklyn style. Right. You know, you gotta remember, I'm all over the place. I'm in every club you gotta think of. Right. So I knew how to flip it. He loved it. So but then, as like I said before, using modeling to get next to these particular designers allowed me to then say to them, I know what you're missing. Right. You know, beyond just me. You know, if you like me, wait till you see if I bring you my whole network. Because you remember Shaka, Mars, Tunnel, we're the dudes in those clubs. I mean, I'm literally meeting Q-Tip, Tribe, all these cats. I don't even know who they are. They're just coming up. Right. So we're coming up with the pioneers of, you know, rap, in a sense of, you know, the 95, the golden era of hip hop. We're right in the center, in the middle of that. Even though Mark and you and I are looking up to Grandmaster Flash, this, that, and the other, but this next wave of cats are coming, and we're right next to them. So with us being like literally shoulder to shoulder with these artists that were now coming up in the golden era of hip hop, we were just as important as, you know, the artists. They looked at us because we were lighting up the clubs. Right. And I literally met Q-Tip on a, you know, in the hallway, like, yo, son, you was killing it on that dance floor, because we would take it, we'd come in, create a circle, and we were the entertainment. That's why we'd be on the guest list. They'd let us in because we get everybody excited. Right. I say that to say that was a pivotal point, because now as I'm leveraging my whole social status and my connectivity to all the artists, I was already with them. Yeah. I was already in, you know, I was in a groundswell of them coming up, and I was able to leverage. That's why you see my first thing, which was my first activation with Tommy, was this cover Source, where I product seeded Tribe Called Quest with the cover. And literally Tommy was like, how'd you pull that off? And I kept telling him, I said, look, I'm connected, man. I'm like really involved. And so, you know, one thing I can just say with, you know, I was lucky enough to have come up in hip hop, and I was the real thing. So the transition from Donna to Tommy was perfect for me. It was a great place.